share the videos as well, man. I want to thank everyone that does watch and share my videos. You guys are the absolute best. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get into my Week 13 picks. Whoa, I fooled you guys. I fooled you. Let's talk about my Week 12 results first, all right? I mean, I'm not going to hide them from you guys. So first game I covered, Chiefs at Broncos. I took the Broncos in this game. That got me a loss. Chiefs 30, Broncos 27. This game was crazy. Okay, it was all over the place. Game actually goes into overtime. Chiefs win by a field goal. The Chiefs looked like they were done for a while in this game, and they just kept fighting. They never gave up, and they got back into it. Travis Kelce was a big part of that. He had 8 catches for 101 yards. Trevor Siemian did some nice things for the Broncos as well. Emmanuel Sanders had a day, but it just was not enough. The Chiefs kept fighting. They kept pushing along, and they did what they needed to do. So salute to the Chiefs. Got yourselves a win. I took the Broncos, so that got me a loss. Next game I covered, Packers at Eagles. Took the Eagles in this game. I thought the Eagles defense would clamp down. Thought Carson Wentz would just have a field day with the secondary of the Packers. Hey man, I was wrong, right? Packers 27, Eagles 13. Packers get a win. That gets me a loss. I really thought the Eagles defense would get after Aaron Rodgers. Listen, Rodgers had a day. 313 yards and 2 TDs. Rodgers is still that guy. Let's not get it confused, okay? I mean, they had some tough weeks. Some things didn't really work out in their favor, but he said, you know what? I'm stepping up this game. I'm going to show everybody what's up. And that's exactly what he did. So shout out to the Packers. You got yourselves a win. That got me a loss. Last but not least, okay, the Jets game. Let's talk about it, guys. Patriots at Jets. Listen, took the Pats in this game. I thought they were absolutely going to roll us. I think it was somewhere in the 40s. I think it was like 45 to 3 or 42 to 3 I put up. I thought they were just going to absolutely handle us. They didn't handle us. They didn't destroy us. They didn't beat us as bad as I thought they would. But hey, the Patriots did in fact win, so I was correct. Patriots 22, Jets 17. Took the Pats. That got me a W, sadly. We got after Tom Brady. A lot of pressure on him, but it didn't turn into any sacks. Just a lot of hurries, getting him off his spot. But he was still able to put up numbers, man. 286 yards throwing the football and 2 TDs. One of the most frustrating things I watched during this game, a play that I watched that just absolutely just had me livid. Brady pitches it out to the running back. He comes out. He's a lead blocker. For whatever reason, he's a lead blocker. And so I'm thinking, okay, Brady's out here. He's looking extremely hobbled. He's a lead blocker in a play. Somebody's just going to blast him. Nope, guy's going right around him trying to make a tackle. It was crazy to watch. This guy is running. I mean, he's just hobbling trying to get around, and you're not going to hit Tom Brady? You're going to try to go around Tom Brady to make the play? That just shows how people are not thinking. Okay, people are just not thinking out here on the field. I thought there was a lot of plays that I thought were left out there on the field. At the end of the day, Fitz ended up getting strip sacked. Our offensive line, let up some things. It's just, God, this team is just going to get fixed in the offseason, okay? There's going to be a lot of work on this team. This team should look vastly different from the way it looks now. When the offseason is done, I'm just looking forward to that. I'm not going to bash the Jets. We played them tough, but it just wasn't enough. We didn't make enough plays. We made just enough plays to lose. We didn't make just enough plays to win. That's pretty much all it is. So again, I took the Pats. They won. That got me a W. So let's go ahead and get into Week 13, man, because I'm leaving Week 12 in the past, okay? The past is the past. I'm moving forward. First game I want to talk about, Detroit Lions and New Orleans Saints. Listen, these defenses, I'm pretty much throwing them out the door, okay, because this is going to be a shootout in my brain. Ziggy Ansah is questionable. That's huge for the Detroit Lions defense. Ziggy's a guy that can definitely get after Drew Brees and make his time there in the pocket very uncomfortable. So if he doesn't end up playing, that could really hurt their pass rush. Marvin Jones Jr. is questionable as well. If he doesn't end up playing, that is a huge blow to the Lions offense. Even though they have other weapons and guys they could put in, Ebron is a very good tight end. They can find other guys, but that guy is extremely productive, and he is their elite number one wide receiver. And Marvin Jones has been playing very well this season. He's a guy, that left the Bengals, came over there, and people were like, he's all right, but listen, he's a very good number one over there, and he is proving it time in, time out, game in and game out. He is putting up numbers over there with Stafford. And Riddick is questionable as well. Shifty back, guy that can catch the football out the backfield. I was not the biggest believer in Stafford. I'll tell you that right now. I've always thought that Calvin Johnson really, masked a lot of his deficiencies as a quarterback. I thought that Stafford was a guy that had a live arm, but he was often, kind of inaccurate and kind of reckless with some of his throws too. And so I kind of questioned after Calvin Johnson left, the game, decided to retire, can Stafford really show up? Like, is he a guy that's just all about bombing to this one dominant receiver, or can he really be, a good quarterback in this league? What is he? And he's shown up this year. He's absolutely answered a lot of my questions, and Stafford has looked good, man. He's put the team on his back, and he's found, different weapons to use. Like, as I said, his connection with Marvin Jones this year has been very good. So Stafford is showing up and showing out. On the flip side, this Saints offense is, man, man, every year the Saints put something together offensively where it's like, geez, these guys just come out and bomb. But the defense is always suspect. God, the defense sucks. The defense just played, just a little bit above average or average, man, the Saints would be something to really, really, really deal with. They would be, solid contenders every year, which they're contenders, but their defense is so bad it kind of takes them out of that, oh, hey, they're competing, they're going to be in the Super Bowl, or we always think kind of conversation, because their defense just sucks. That offense is going to show up, but that defense is always a question mark. And I'll tell you what, man, you got guys out there like Thomas making plays, Cooks is making plays on that offense. Ingram, just coming off a concussion last week, he put up big numbers. He's always playing in that offense. Hightower is a guy that stepped up as well, a running back that plays behind Ingram. I mean, the tight ends are booming for the Saints. Drew Brees is having a solid season. This Saints offense is moving the football. And in this type of game where I believe it's going to be a shootout, especially if Anza doesn't play, let me tell you something. It is extremely hard for me to pick against the Saints. Especially with Marvin Jones's, gameplay being in question because of his injury too. I'm sorry, but I am taking the New Orleans Saints in this game. But I think it's going to be high scoring. I'm talking 31 to 35 type of stuff. I think they're going to light up the sky with numbers. So again, I am taking New Orleans Saints to win this game. It's going to be a shootout, guys. I can't wait to see it. Next game I want to cover, Bucks at Chargers. Man, listen. This Chargers team, Melvin Gordon has stepped up this year. This was a guy that I was looking forward to see come in this year. He's working out with, other running backs in the offseason. He was saying, how he's learned a lot of things, and he understands kind of the game has slowed down for him, and the rookie season wasn't as good as he wanted it to be. He's shown up and shown out. Terrell Williams has also been a pleasant surprise, a step up on this offense. Inman is also a guy that Phillip Rivers has found. Now, I love Phillip Rivers. I love him. I think he's a good quarterback. He's a great quarterback. Not just good, he is great. He's a load of fun to watch too. Very he's just very charismatic. A guy that definitely, wears his emotion on his sleeves. If he's angry, he's going to show it. He yells at guys on the sidelines. He yells at guys on the field, But Phil also has this tendency, especially sometimes this year, to just kind of get careless with his throws and throw interceptions at costly times, man. And he needs to rein that in a little bit. He's still playing fairly well, but he's got to kind of cut down on those moments where he's just kind of inaccurate. And and the ball just kind of gets away from him, or he just makes errant throws, or just tries to put balls where they don't belong sometimes. I think the Chargers need to lean heavily, especially in this game, on Melvin Gordon. I want to see this guy get the ball more and more and more, whether it be catching the football out the backfield, which he does very well, whether it be running. He's a guy, man, you get him downhill, it's game over. He's running people over this year. He's running with such just violence. It's a beautiful thing to watch. I like seeing Gordon just mature. It's been a great thing to see this season. The Chargers defense, they're also going to be without Brandon Flowers as well. He's out for this game. Jerry Attaccio, he got hurt, so he's going to be on the IR. That's one of their solid linebackers. So I want to kind of see how this defense performs against Jameis. Jameis and Mike Evans are putting something together over there. Jameis is also a guy that if you bang him around and get after him, he can get a little careless with the football too, but he's a solid runner. He can get outside the pocket and get going. Not the fastest guy, but he can get there if need be. The running game is also kind of without question because Jacquizz Rodgers supposedly isn't going to play this game, so I'm wondering, where their running game is going to be and how they're going to manufacture that. But with all that said, I'm actually taking the San Diego Chargers to win this game. I do think it's going to be close. I do think it's going to be a dogfight, and I do think it's going to be physical. But I think the Chargers lean on Gordon. They hand him the football, and he just runs them into victory. That's what I have for this game. So again, I am taking the San Diego Chargers to win that game. And last but not least, my favorite game, your favorite game, our favorite game, guys. The Jets game, okay? Indianapolis Colts at the New York Jets. Listen, this is tough. Okay, one thing that's in our favor here is that Mathis is out. Okay, that's a guy that they love to, he pins his ears back, and he gets after the quarterback. Even though he's an older guy, he's a veteran guy, he's getting up there in age. He's a guy that's almost on his way out. He can still rush the passer. Andrew Luck is coming back from that concussion. He's cleared from the protocol, so he's going to play. Oh, good luck to our secondary. Pat Robinson is out, though. That's one of their corners. I'm looking at this situation, and I'm saying the Jets' pass rush has to get after Luck. One of the things that they've had issues with over there in Indy with the Colts is that offensive line has sometimes struggled to protect Luck. We have to take advantage of that. This pass rush has to be consistent. Sheldon, Muhammad Wilkerson, if he plays, because he's questionable as well. Leonard Williams, Malden is questionable as well. If he does end up playing, these guys have to get after him. We got after Tom Brady. We made him uncomfortable, but it didn't turn into actual sacks. You have to get after Luck, and you have to get him down, especially with an offensive line like this. But we've played that offensive line this year and still gave it up. We played the Seahawks, who Russell Wilson, great quarterback. Offensive line, not so great. Still had 300 yards passing on us. We played the Browns, and McCown had 300 yards passing on us. You have to get Andrew Luck down. Okay, this is point blank period. This pass rush has to perform. We have to become more consistent rushing the passer here. Our secondary, look, T.Y. Hilton, Moncrief, some of these other guys that got out here, if you don't get them covered, they're going to burn us. Revis gave up big plays against the Pats. He was giving up big plays all year, okay? Marcus Williams is questionable for this game. Screen, Burris, these guys, Roberts, who's emerged and is becoming a better corner right before our eyes. Roberts, quietly has had a decent season at corner, and this is a guy that wasn't even talked about before the season, as being anything. Nobody even cared about him. And he's put together some things, man. He looked decent in that pass game. These guys you have to cover well here, because let me tell you something, the Colts will chop you up if you don't get it together. If you don't keep guys in front of you, if you let guys run out there in space, if you have miscommunications, blown coverages, different stuff like that, you can call it a day, okay, because Andrew Luck will find that guy. Offensively, Ryan Fitzpatrick is starting. Whatever. Like, you know what you're going to get out of Ryan Fitzpatrick. The deep ball is going to be pretty much non-void. Like, that's not going to be there. So they're going to have to – I'm interested to see how Chan finds ways to manufacture points, because you can keep doing the same thing where you're just locking on to Brandon Marshall and forcing the ball into him, but at some point they're gonna shut that down, and you're gonna have to find ways to get these young kids, young wide receivers that we got that are really good, like Quincy Enunwa, Robbie Anderson, Sharon Peak. You have to find ways to utilize their talent. When are we gonna start talking about Chan Gailey's, lack of kind of ability to put guys kind of, or put the right packages out there so that they make plays, to utilize this roster. Something I've been talking about for a little bit, in the season is we have Austin Seferian-Jenkins. I really have yet to see this guy really become a part of this offense. And before we got him, we talked about, with the Bucks, there was a lot of talk about his work ethic and different things like that. We got that. But how is it that you can't put together a package of plays to make this guy, successful here? Because I've seen other offensive coordinators do that. When we had Jason Maru, Marty Morningway put together a package of plays where it wasn't like some crazy routes that he had to run. It was just a package that he had. And Jace was one of the more successful rookie tight ends that year. So you're telling me you can't put together a package for Austin Seferian-Jenkins and get him to be successful? I'm just saying, where are we going to start utilizing our personnel offensively correctly? I want to see us run the football. Matt Forte, Bilal Powell, a guy that we're starting to feature more and more and more. I want to see him get the ball more, okay? Like, point blank period. I need a consistent, dose of Bilal Powell every single week. I'm looking to see the ball given to Matt Forte. I really want us to be able to, well, not be able to, I want to see us run at the Colts. Okay, point blank period. Their team, the defense is decent, but you start running at them, you start pounding out, you'll find yards there. They can be ran on. With all that said, man, it's sad, but I am still taking the Colts to win this game. I think it's going to be close. I literally think they'll beat us by a field goal. I think it'll be something like 21-24 Colts. I just don't. I don't think. I think we'll get after Andrew Luck, but I just don't think that we'll do enough. I think that late in the game, they'll just make that that one play or that one. They'll have that one last drive, and they'll take the game away from us. Another concern is our coaching. Todd Bowles. I'm very concerned about Todd Bowles in this game. I'm very concerned about his clock management. I'm very concerned about his usage of timeouts, and I'm very concerned about just his coaching decisions overall out there, especially going against a solid coach like the Colts have. I'm very concerned about that too. And so, like I said, I am taking the Colts to win this game. Hey guys, comment down below, man. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think about your teams? If I didn't cover your team's game, tell me what you guys think your week is going to be like. Comment on some of the picks I made. Let me know which way you guys are going on those picks. Who do you have winning? Who do you have losing? Let me know, man. And as always, hey, Sunday's coming. Enjoy times with your family, man. Sit down, watch some good football, and have a great time. As always, guys, have a good day. Peace.